Good afternoon and welcome to Live Talks on Restream, our weekly get-together and chat amongst friends, and thank you for joining us. And I'm going to go around the room and let people introduce themselves, starting with Chris.
Hello everyone, I am Chris from Belgium.
And I see Harper next. Hello Harper.
Morning everybody from the US. I'm in Arizona.
Hello Jim.
Jim Ziegler, Georgia, United States.
And from Bonnie, Scotland, the bonniest of them all. Hello Peter.
My name's Peter Stewart and I come from Aberdeen in Scotland.
And it only seems like an hour or two since we were broadcasting together, Marco. Hello, Marco.
Absolutely. It's been a while since I don't see you.
It has.
Hello. Good to see you from Viana do Castelo, Portugal.
Excellent. Okay. Right, Marco, I want to pick up from 2 weeks ago because you said that in the next show we'd actually talk about flowers. So have you brought any flowers with you to talk about?
Well, I'm a flower. Cactus.
That's a no then.
Well, spring is coming, so for instance, our trees, they are starting blooming. So, and I can start by a legend, okay, which is common here. It's the almond trees legend. It's something here in Portugal. There's once upon a time, Moor princess wanted to see snow, and as you may understand, usually Moors are from Arabian countries, or for instance, they were here in the south of Europe for a long time, south of Portugal and the south of Spain, and so it was hard for the King Moor to bring snow. So one day he came up with the idea that almond trees, when they bloom, the flower, yes, the flower, oh my God, is white. So it was the way he found to manage this situation. And then his daughter saw the flowers, the whole white trees, and she said, oh my God, it's snow. Oh my God, it's kind of, so that's my flower for today. And
Okay.
usually, well, right now we don't, but there were some trips because we have two places here in Portugal where we have almond trees, which one is in the north, Trás-os-Montes, it's around 2 hours from here. Okay, in the north, it's deep in the Portugal, and the other one is in Algarve. It's on the south, and you can find almond trees in both of them, these places. And also in Algarve, there's a spirituous drink called amêndoa amarga, beet almond. I think it's kind of the translation, and it's a very popular drink, kind of liquor. So that's my my story for today. I can leave.
Brilliant, thank you. Now, I was going to bring, because if I was going to ask you, Marco, I've got to do it myself. I was going to bring a picture of a moonflower. And the moonflower flowers at night, one day a year.
Wow.
And one of the horticultural gardens in the UK have got one. And they set up a webcam so that people could actually watch it at the moment it was flowering. And tens of thousands of people around the world actually watched the flower bloom for the first time in years. So
Wow.
moonflower, if you want to check it out afterwards, then it's worth. There'll be a video on YouTube, I've no doubt. And right, who else wants to talk about flowers?
Yeah, the flowers that I grow, that grow in my yard, I can't really pick and bring in and show you. I'll have to take pictures when they bloom, but because they're all on cactus. So, and I have literally probably over 200 different kinds of or 200 cacti in my yard. Probably about 14 different breeds of it. So, I mean, I've got all kinds of stuff. I've got one that's about 22 feet tall and everything. This, we estimate it's probably between about 150 to 200 years old. So,
Oh my God.
you can't move after they get a certain height. I don't know. I think it's like almost a meter. But once it's a certain height, you can't move it, even if it's on your own yard, because it's the I believe it's a state flower.
Okay.
But yeah, it's funny because some of the most, prickly, harsh-looking plants have some of the most beautiful flowers that bloom on them, and it's like, wow, okay, So, Corinder.
Nice office.
Hey,
Hello,
hey,
Corinne.
Susan.
Hello, Corinder.
Hey, Marco. Hey, nice to meet you, sir.
I'm good,
Hey,
and you?
Hey, Susan. Or is it hey, Sue?
Hello.
Sorry?
Susan.
Sorry, can you say that again, Corinda, please?
Hit day 3, yeah, what day 2? Yes, yeah, what day 2? And now it's day 3.
Sorry,
It was phase 2. Now it's phase 3.
Yeah, 49 video production.
Hello, Nick.
Look, Nick, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I've had some fun and games today. Not
I know,
least.
I told you, right?
I know. Yeah, I know. You just saw the live I did a minute ago, and yeah, and then coming back from, I had to clear my cache, and then of course, what happens is everything all your settings have gone topsy turvy. So I'm busy pressing buttons left, right, and centre, hoping I've got them in the right order. So all good now, though. So sorry, late on Parade, everybody, but got here in the end.
Okay. And Lillian's
Yeah,
confirming. I haven't got a clue at this stage of the week. It is day 3 of live video production week.
I know it. Monday and yesterday, it was perfect. But yeah, I want to ask you a question. When you said to Marco that day, that day I didn't really understand what it meant, but when you said about audio, right, I think audio is good, but sometimes audio has been fascinating. Like, remember on Monday even, when we did the quiz with Bond, and his microphone was fascinating. I think audio is more important than anything.
Yeah, I think as long as people can hear you, that's. I mean, we've always been saying that, just not particularly on live streaming, but when in video production, people will be much more willing to listen to you. So if you make a video and you put it on YouTube, if you've got great audio, people are more likely to listen to you than if you don't have great audio, and they'll forgive you a lot of rubbish in your video. That's certainly true, and more people are actually listening to YouTube rather than watching it. Don't get me wrong, most people watch YouTube, but there's so much great content in there now. I find myself listening to YouTube a lot more than I ever did. So that I was walking today and I was listening to something on YouTube. So yeah, no, audio, absolutely right, Corinda. Yeah, really, really important.
And Marco, what equipment are you using for you?
Right. We've got several people talking at once, which is good. Thankfully, we're all speaking.
Hello, Lillian.
Yeah, Lillian. Thankfully, we're all speaking the same language, which is good. Right, who would like to go next? On any topic that you like.
Just like about equipment, really, about how people do live.
Oh. Yeah, equipment. I don't know about you, Corinda. I just use a little webcam. It's just a Logitech 920C, I think it is. Easy to plug in. and that can pick up the audio. It's quite good at picking up audio as well. But but I'm a big old Yeti fanboy as well, so I like my Yeti down there. It's a directional mic. But that's pretty much all those. And because this is not, unbelievably, this is not actually a studio. It is just a very tiny back bedroom. I'm using really like small lights bouncing off a white blind on the window. So when it's nice and sunny, light pours in, really cool, overexposed. When it gets dark, you can't see me. So it's a constant mix and match, Corinna. So what do you?
What else is question? What software did you use before? You know, like on your show, when you had the background, midnight evening background. What software was that?
Sorry, Corinna. Software.
Like on your show, you had the midnight evening background on your
Yes.
show.
Virtual background.
Yeah.
We can't say.
Yes, I've been struggling with all sorts of ways. Stephen knows the story. This is why he beat me in a race to change your background the other day. Every time I try to do it, I can do it on OBS. It'd be interesting on Friday actually, because on OBS I've got a beautiful background, not a problem. But on anything else, it just seems to go horribly wrong. But when I try to use OBS as a virtual camera into Beeline, as an example, it just slows up. I think that might be more of the processing of my Mac, which I'm pleased to say I've got someone coming to give it a big old boost in the next couple of days. So hopefully that will solve the problem. But yeah, hey, but the thing is, you just go ahead and do it anyway.
I have a lighting trick. I've got 3 screens on my computer. And what I do is I put Google on 2 screens on either side, which is all white. So I get white light and it comes up under the hat and illuminates my eyes.
That's trick.
So I've got Google on both screens because it's a white screen and it's bright light.
I do that on mine because this isn't actually a room. In my bedroom, I have 2 closets. In this closet is a small walk-in closet. And I don't think it's ever been used as a closet because I can see under the paint for the people who lived here before me, all of these motivational things that are written on the wall. And then when they painted it and it dried, they only did 1 coat. But I can see all these really, thank you for doing this, thank you for doing this, and all this kind of stuff. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm not the first person that's used this as a deal, but I'm literally in a closet. So I have the door open, and right now, 10 o'clock in the morning here. So I've got a lot of sunlight coming in this way, but then I've got my ring light, which fell down a couple minutes ago, and it's kind of showing me light. But kind of like what Jim said, and like if it's at night, then I put the ring light over on this wall, and then I have Google on the second screen that I have right here, and it I know exactly what you mean.
Actually, Harper has a virtual background. He's actually a prisoner in the cell block.
This is actually a blanket my girlfriend was making years ago, and then she kind of stopped on it, and it's been packed up. I'm like, wait a minute, I can use that because in my house I have nothing but tile, so everything echoes. So behind this is actually a very thick fabric headboard. And it's dark as anything, and so I was like, "Oh, use that to cover it," and there you go.
I've been making these backgrounds like the background I've got right now, with the writing on it. What I do is I take a photo and I go to meme generator and I make a meme, and then I screenshot the meme and use it as my backdrop.
On my phone, I've got a InShot, which is what I use to make videos, and I can make memes and stuff like that. So
all the tricks.
Oh yeah.
I was watching Marco the other day on LinkedIn, wandering around the countryside of Portugal.
Yeah, it's not far from here, and I didn't have idea because we were here, my sister, my mother, my niece, and okay, let's go for a make a turn around the place, the zone. And then we went to some places here, some sites interesting to relax and to walk on the mountain. And then I came to this mountain, and it was funny. I didn't have idea that we can see the town at the end. It's kind of where when you see the sunset, it's the town, and then when the river meets the sea. And I had no idea that we can see it from there. Unfortunately, we can see it really well because of the sun, because the sun was hitting me on the opposite side, so the image was not that good. But it's an amazing place to make a walk, to meet the nature, and so if you want, feel free to visit me, and I will show you that place.
We might just show up. We might just show up on the doorstep with a suitcase.
Earlier, right, when I came up Monday, I like presenting here, now presenting here, saying hello everyone. I like her idea about communication. I think communication is quite important as well, because not many people communicate each other, and not many people know about networking. So I think what presenting was talking on Monday was correct.
Yeah, power of networking, amazing. And you get lots of good friends.
I know, especially with networking as well. Like, as me and Peter, we know about networking, but not many people know about networking.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's only back before TVs and everything else. Networking was how businesses grew. That's how you found new customers, was word of mouth.
I mean, you can go back to coffee houses in the 17th and 18th century, where Charles Dickens used to go to get novels. Networking's been around, well, since civilization's been around. It's just now we can do it electronically, which is fortunate.
Yeah.
I started with the Rolodex.
Why do I have a feeling you're still using the Rolodex?
No. I'm much more advanced now.
He's like, this Rolodex is for A's.
American natives use smoke signals.
Yeah, I remember I used to collect people's business cards, and then I had like this photo album that was just for business cards, and I'd have it, these people for this job, this people for this, they were in this this type of industry. So
how much more productive would we have been with the technology that we have today? I sold radio advertising before the automobile industry. I lived in the biggest city in the world, 97 miles from city limit to city limit. And I drove around all day in my car visiting clients. And I would stop at a phone booth with a pocket full of quarters and make phone calls. What if I had a cell phone and could have done that on the fly and multiplied by productivity? Because productivity is what technology has done. It has enabled us to do more things. I have a friend who is a juggler, a world-class juggler. He said he never learned to juggle 6 balls until he tried 7.
It's interesting. Last night, after I finished work, I stumbled across on British TV the rise and fall of Reginald Perrin was playing, and this was a really famous show back in the 70s, and so Leonard Rossiter, who plays the title character, is an advertising executive, and he's going in his office, and it just struck me that there was no computers, there was just a phone. He had a secretary in the corner with her own little desk and just a typewriter, and that was it. There was no tech at all, and it actually did make me think. I thought, crikey, how on earth did we get stuff done back in the pre this technological advance? And he's crikey, amazing.
I was always a record-setting salesperson, but I could never duplicate the productivity that when I was a car salesman. I sold 30 cars on a big month. That was record-setting numbers.
Wow.
Today we have car salesmen selling 150 units a month, one person, and it's all technology enabled.
Yeah.
That's a good. Actually, Jim, that makes me laugh because I did a little bit of work for a local Audi dealer. Well, just said it. So it's a local Audi dealer last year, and one of their salesmen so proudly was like saying, "Yeah, I sell a car a day. That gets me by." And it's like, "Yeah, Jim was selling a car a day, 50 plus years ago." And it's like,
Yes, absolutely.
Proudly announcing it to run the other, but it must have been probably this time last year, February last year, and it was,
I am where I am in my life. I am where I am in my life, not because I'm so much better, because I do things other people are not willing to do to get what they say they want.
Yeah. Do what
It's okay. Talk a good game, but you got to play the game.
Catching up with the comments, we've got a morning from Carlos and John Upton is saying, I'll just get John's comments on the screen.
Thank you.
But these
Very good question.
Ooh.
Do these 100-unit salespersons make a decent margin? No one. Technology greatly reduced the margins.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to remember, when a car is sold, a manufacturer always makes the same amount. It is the individual dealer that has had their margins compressed and made less. And that's almost every product in the world. Margins are less because of productivity, because of competition. So technology has inserted vendors between the dealers of all products and the manufacturers. There's a lot more vendors selling technology and increasing productivity. But the vendors have just inserted themselves into the business, taking a large portion of the profits.
I'll tell you, speaking of cars, because I throw this one into the mix for everybody. Has Britain got a car industry these days? I don't know.
We've got a Japanese car industry. All the factories are run by a Japanese company, Honda, Nissan. They all threatened to leave at one point or another. There's a factory over on Merseyside about to close or not close. But as far as the car industry is concerned, I'll throw this up to everybody. It's changing, isn't it? Are you looking forward to driving an electric car?
I'm looking forward to driving the car.
Well, that's what I write about in the magazines. There is no mandate for electric cars. And there is no mandate for self-driving cars. That is strictly driven by manufacturer greed, because once we have self-driving cars, the car you now own will be obsolete and they'll have to sell you another. So electric cars and self-driving cars are not a public mandate. The public's not screaming out for these cars. No, it is the manufacturers and the vendors that want to replace the car you currently own. An electric car actually consumes more environmental hazard than a petroleum-driven car.
Yeah.
Just to produce the electricity to drive that car. Of course, the range is a problem. How far do they go? So some of those cars have a 200-mile radius, and most of our cars today are approaching 500 miles with petroleum driven.
Mm.
And other questions about the battery life as well. I was reading, and how to get rid of the battery. Yeah.
Well, it seems like some of the ones that they're not really testing down here, but the ones that I see that people have here in Arizona, because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's nothing really you know, for you guys that know me, I live in Tucson, which is just north of Mexico, and like really close. And in fact, Mexico's closer than Phoenix. But you know, they're looking at now some of these electric cars where you can get 500 miles on a full charge, and then after a 15-minute trickle charge, you can get another 300 miles. So I mean, that's not bad, but you know, there's not a lot of places to charge them yet. I mean, so you're really limited. I mean, if you had to commute to, you know, 100 miles, you know, for your sales job or whatever like that, you have to know exactly. I'm sure there's an app that says, you know, hey, here's where, you know, these places are to park. But what if it's not near where you're going?
It's not actually a map. The cars actually have computerization that locates the charging station in the car built into it.
I think that you need sun panels above the car, so you can always.
It should carry a power bank.
Yeah.
Well, I have a new Audi, and you need a mechanical engineering degree to drive it.
Look, I will carry this on my car if I bought an electric car.
I ran out of gas. Let me plug it in.
Yeah, actually, just seeing that comment by John. Actually, I'm with you on that, John. Hydrogen. Yeah, I remember seeing and reading about that. Oh my God, good 10 years ago, and and it's probably on a top gear as well, I think. But yeah, that seems to be a natural way to go about it. But electric just seems to have got the upper hand at the moment. I think there's a bit of a race on. I hope there's a race on.
It's just so refreshing to
I do think a driverless car would be pretty cool, because that way I can not drive. It's like, yeah.
It's so refreshing to see Upton commenting and not picking on Peter.
I'm on tomorrow.
No, tomorrow.
We're on tomorrow, Nick, 3:30.
Yeah, I'm glad to see, Peter, you've got your union flag up.
Yes, so let me tell you what happened today. Let me tell you. Now, Stephen knows. I said I was not going to vote this year.
Yeah.
I'm a Conservative. Okay. I got a phone call today, and it was from a Conservative Party asking, would I be voting for Conservative? And I said, listen, I've been a Conservative all my life. I says, but I'm not sure who to vote. I might even abstain. And it's the first time a politician, because this guy is putting in, not in my area, but just north of me, and it's the first time somebody has phoned me from the Conservative Party, and we had a great chat, and he's convinced me to
vote
sign Conservative. Now, because I don't know if the big happening today in the United Kingdom or no, Scotland is Nicola Sturgeon is getting absolutely grilled in Parliament.
Yeah.
And I don't think she'll be here much longer. Back to you.
Yeah, well, she's been around too long, I think.
Yeah.
That's the truth. It's yeah. I think if they really want to push this independence agenda, they need some fresh blood in there. I think
it needs to be.
I agree with it, but I think if I was a Scottish nationalist, I would be.
It needs to be put to bed. We had the referendum. End of. Once in a generation. End of. She's not looking after the country. All she's thinking about is independence. Look after the country instead. Back to you.
power.
And that was breaking news from our Aberdeen correspondent.
I've always seen you biased. What do you think I am? CNN?
No, you're the new British Broadcasting Company. for everybody, Nicola Sturgeon leads the SNP, who are the majority party in the Assembly in Scotland. And today she's being grilled over whether she did something on March 29th or April 2nd. And it's crucial, and it could lead to her having to step down. And we'll see what happens. I mean, politics is a difficult thing to talk about when we talk about cross-country politics, isn't it? Because we all live with what we've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does seem to me that no politician actually wants to step down anymore, no matter where, in whichever country you are. You know?
I like what Katie was saying in the comment. Like, I actually agree with her about the election card, electric card, maybe goes to no. I agree with you protecting, absolutely. There needs to be an electric card. And the way that they are fighting, absolutely, like solar panel. I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah, I do solar panel work. I stop pigeons going underneath them. But listen, Harper, I've got a question to you. I was reading the other day. Is Arizona the most densely populated area for rattlesnakes?
Oh yeah.
Me? Rattlesnakes.
Oh, I couldn't visit. Do you know I've got a phobia of snakes? Rattlesnakes anyway.
Move to Ireland.
I don't like snakes.
To me, rattlesnakes are the best snakes. You know why? They warn you ahead of time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, when you hear that rattle, you're just like going whatever. Like if I'm going, I used to go running when I was in the Marines up in the hills on our base and everything, and there's tons of rattlesnakes. That was in Southern California, and you're running along, fairly good pace. Next thing you know, you hear the rattle, and it's like the camera lens change. You just automatically go in the other direction, and it's just okay. I guess they ran far enough. So
wrong way, turn around.
Harper, how close do they get to you? How often do you see them?
They're actually in the back part of my yard. They typically stay away from up here. Where they live is down in kind of what we call a wash. There's areas for when it rains here, everything floods. So it's not really an irrigation. It's a natural thing between the hills, but they stay down there unless it really starts flooding, and then all those animals come up. We get rattlesnakes, we'll get the coyotes will come up and everything else. But yeah, I mean, they're down there. The only snake that I've ever really seen up here by the house was a gopher snake, and it was about 5 feet long. So I don't know how.
Jim, do you get them?
Yeah, of course we do. They taste like chicken.
Oh, I've heard that.
Oh, well, I've eaten rattlesnake many times, truthfully.
Yeah.
When we're not eating alligator.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Do you know this is a true story? And it was in the paper.
Are you insinuating mine is not?
No. I've actually eaten a bit of an alligator. I got called one day at the house and they said to me, could you spray this insects? It was crickets. I goes, yeah, no problem. He says, will my pets be okay? I said, yeah, but what pets have you got? He says, I've got a cobra and I've got a rattlesnake. This was in Aberdeen. I says, I'm not coming. Oh wait! He said, "Got over anyhow." I says, "I'm not coming. I'm not." And funnily enough, a couple of weeks after, it was in the paper about how many poisonous snakes on license are kept in people's home. I said, what do you want that for? Oh, anyway,
Peter, I have to say this to you. Some people are married to that kind of animals,
Yeah.
with 2 legs, but it's the same. Very poisonous animals.
I was once married to 3 of them.
I was in Florida, and they've got a thing where you just lie on a tube and you go around just relaxing in the sun, in the water, and then somebody shouted out, "Snake!" And I was going towards it. I've never moved so fast in all my life. I was gone.
And on that day, Peter walked on water.
No, he ran on water.
He broke Michael Phelps' record.
Oh, I just couldn't live in that area knowing a snake could come in at me. No
How
way.
about alligators?
There's a lot
Sorry?
more things that'll get you besides
I grew up in
snakes.
Florida. I grew up in Florida. How about alligators?
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, we used to make them chase us.
Yeah.
What?
Was an alligator kill you?
No. Alligator can run fast as a horse.
Right.
People don't know that, but they can't turn.
Right.
Yep.
So when you're a little kid, you make them angry, and they chase you, and then you turn real quickly.
That's great. Oh, I like that. No,
Well,
I'd rather,
I look back and I say, I ever would have slipped.
I'd rather face an alligator than a bloody snake. For sure.
I have to make, because Jim is very proud of him. I didn't have alligators here, but I have frogs. So almost the same.
No, not the same.
I have frogs here too.
Unless you have a 2 meter long frog.
Peter, you can move to Ireland. I think St. Patrick chased the snakes out, didn't he?
Well, I'm 46% Irish. But speaking about French, what do you think of the ex-president got jailed for a year?
Yeah. He was born in the wrong country, because if it was in Portugal, I think they will be building a statue from the man.
Sarkozy, he's littler than me.
Yes, but he married well, didn't he?
Sorry?
He married well. Did he marry Bruno?
Oh, yeah. So did I, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've done in my show today? Do you know what I done in my show today? I met the guy before him, I went through everything, and I said to him, I'll pop back up during the talk. I'll just, and when I do this, I didn't speak, I just went, and he knew I wanted to come in and ask a question, and it worked brilliantly. Pete's tip for today.
Just as long as you use that finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it worked well, because sometimes you can talk over each other, but it worked well.
It works in the classroom, huh? So.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. How do you keep order in a classroom? You got some top tips to get your pupils engaging with you, but not over shouting.
I was taught to do that when I was a child in elementary school. 1 finger or 2 fingers.
Mm-hmm.
I found it very handy. So, I'm going to show you something from Switzerland. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Now,
Here we go.
I have been watching, this is not a sales pitch. I have been watching a company called KYBUN. K1. I've been watching them for a couple of years, and they're handmade shoes. They're good for people with bad feet, bad legs, but simulator streams are. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah. No, what happened? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened is I've been watching this, and this one came down half price, and you can use it for running. And here they are. And I
Shoes.
put on today. And this is a special sole. It's for, it's like in the Switzerland. And he done an interview, and they said, why are they so expensive? He says, because they're made in Switzerland. We don't put out the factories, and each one is handmade. And I can tell you, first time on, absolutely wonderful. I'll be jumping through meadows shortly.
No.
Those heels do look a little bit raised up, though, Peter.
Oh, someone's gone. Yeah.
They look a little bit like the Cuban heel of running shoes. They're quite built up. Yeah. That was on the Spice Girls, I think.
And this is a running one, actually. And I thought, oh, and they're actually about £250 usually, and I'll be buying more.
Oh my God.
I'll be reading.
All goes to prove that there's money in pest control.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think Peter brings out his inner Spice Girl.
I think I need to bring Peter to one of my Amazon live shows to talk about that shoes.
Right.
To
Marco, would you
showcase
like to tell us about Amazon Live?
Yes.
Well, I got approved last Wednesday. I applied about 1 or 2 months ago, and then the other day I was talking with I was on a Zoom, like I think almost all the population in the world. I was on that Zoom call and they were talking about Amazon Live, so I went there again because I'm very stubborn and I like to try. And I applied again, and the process kept rolling. And I said, okay, I think I got approval. So let me do this. And well, I faced another challenge after I finished my appliance because I needed to buy an iPhone because the app who allows you to go live only works on iPhone. It's iOS only. And then I started seeing other people, other creators on this platform, and it's interesting because you can create, and I already made it. I can create a store with some recommendations. I have kind of different shelves. One is my live stream studio. The other one is general live stream gear. I have my book recommendations. I have another one which is books from people who were my guests on my shows. I have also movies, I think. and soon I will start making my shows. I'm waiting for someone who you may know called Stephen Healy, I think, to join me on my show. I want to start with him, and they don't pay too much commission. Well, as Stephen said, 1% is better than 0%. I think it's right. But one of the things I've been noticing is that a lot of influencers got things to review on their shows and to talk about in their shows. So who knows, within 1 or 2 months, my studio will be all upgraded because of this Amazon Live thing. And yes, I've seen people having lots of fun there, showcasing these things, and so I'm willing to do this. So I think it's also a nice way to monetize live stream. I think one of my medium-term things is that hopefully this will be released to other stores on Amazon, because by now it's .com only. So maybe this could be a competitive advantage when they release the option to other stores, because by then I think I will have more experience, because I think, for instance, here in Portugal, as far as I know, only 2 people had Amazon Live. The first one, I think it was me, and the second one was a friend of mine, which I told about the process, and he applied, but also he's on Android, so he has to wait. But yes, I think it's a nice way to monetize, because you get that 1% from each sale. And there's this nice thing, which is, for instance, you said a live shopping broadcast, okay, and then you have this product carousel below the image, but okay, you get commission if people buy those products. But for instance, if I think it's in within one day, a person who joins your live show, and for instance, you're talking about live stream things, but the person goes to your store, and for instance, they go to another place on Amazon and they bought a book or whatever, you still have that commission. Okay, because somehow it was you who made this person come to Amazon, which also I think it's a nice thing, and you can bring guests. You can make for instance, we can make this kind of show on Amazon Live, no problem at all. So I think this will be a nice thing for me, and also this could be another way to bring business to me, because people are seeing I'm trying to be kind of a live stream trainer, consultant, and so I think businesses should think about Amazon Live as another way to make money. So if I get to know this thing really well, they may come to me to ask some advice, some training. And Sana, welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, well done, Marco.
Thank you.
Very nice job.
Leading the way.
Now we are not. Now we are involvement. Let's not know.
Yeah.
And
Seems
Owen
like
has such a show from Alexa with his morning routine.
Yeah, I think this could be nice, because for instance, I've seen the other day a broadcast, people talking about their experience on Amazon Live, and I saw a lady talking. By the end of the first show, she got so many brands reaching her to showcase their products.
Yeah.
Okay, to make reviews, and also some are looking for sponsors. Okay. So I think this could be a nice way to, as I said, I think within 1-2 months, in the worst scenario, this will be amazing with the flashlights and everything, like a discotheque on the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
and 100 screens with Google on.
Marco, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Where did you get that dude the other day that was on? I think he was speaking about his book.
Mark Schaefer.
Yes, him. Who he?
Oh, who is he?
Yeah.
Well, he's an amazing. He's a kind of a top guru on the marketing world, and he's amazing. And he was so approachable. It's kind of let me throw the invitation. Like, okay. It's like when we were child and we hit the ring bell, and then we start running. And he was amazing, because he's huge. He's in those big marketing congress, keynote speaker, best-selling author, and he was so approachable, so easygoing. It was amazing.
He comes up 12 million. He comes up 12,800,000 times in Google. I have Google readily on side screen.
Yeah. He was amazing. He was amazing. It's kind of if you told me 1 year ago, okay, in 1 year you will have Mark Schaefer in your show, I'll say, okay, stop joking, Peter, stop joking. And I got him, and it was amazing. Yes, it was very good.
How did you get him on your show? Did you approach him?
Well, it's a funny story, because and I forgot to say this on the show we made before today, because one of the good things I like to do when I'm seeking for guests, and the big ones, is to interact with them on social media. Okay, because the day you send them a DM or something, they know who you are. They know you are bringing value. They know that you're not that stupid. You are a kind of at least you try to be smart with your insights on their commenting and so on. So he made a post about a book he wrote before, Martin Rebellion, which I recommend to all of you. And I said, well, I listened it because it was an audiobook. I bought the audio book and I loved, and I write it down on the comments. I love the book, and I talked about some parts of the book, which, just because, you know, there are so many people commenting on social media, oh, you rock, you're awesome, but that doesn't bring any value to the conversation. So I wrote this, and one day he sent me a message. Look, Marco, the new book is already available on Amazon. And I said to myself, okay, it's the right time for me to ask you. Yes. Yeah, it was, and it was very good. And I'm honest. Even 10 minutes before the show started, I was okay. This is not true. But for instance, usually those big guests, they come just right on time to the shows. He was there 10 minutes before. We were talking about whatever, about the book. He told me that he was in Portugal and he loved, and I said, you should come back again, and these kind of things. He was a very kind person with amazing insights, and yes, I love. And this is also important, because next time I will reach out another big person like him. I can say, look, I had Mark Schaefer with me. Will you say no? Yeah, yes. but it's how things work. It's like that.
Yep.
You're making a Charlie Chaplin, Peter.
Yes, silent movies.
No, when I say to people, when I'm looking for guests, I'm going to say, you better come, or Mark will take your place.
Absolutely. Yes. But one thing about this, because one day the first big guest I had was Neil Schaefer. He's also, and I was at the dinner table with a friend of mine, which is also a well-known professional here in Portugal. And I asked him, do you know who I'm going to have next week? And he said, of course, I don't. Neil Schaefer. Oh, my God. How did you got him? I asked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could be a simple way to put things, but it's not that simple, you know, because you have to build a channel. You have to build relationship with these people, because yes, Neil Schaefer said yes to me because I was I think I was around 1 year interacting with their posts on social media, and it's a process. It's never just, oh yes, because I just asked. It's too simple, because if it was simple like that, well, even if it was that simple, some people couldn't make it, because not. I had one day I was in a conference, and the guy, the speaker, was saying, okay, look at this process. It's simple, it's easy, right? Yes. And why people don't make this? And everyone silent. And then he said, because not doing is even easier. Yeah, and that's the point. I think sometimes we don't trust in ourselves, and we don't give that step ahead, and we don't talk to people. But yes, I have to. I'm on this about 3 years. I had hundreds of guests. People have something to know. Okay, what do you have there for me to look to know that it will be good? You have hundreds of shows to see that. It's easier for me to manage an interview with this kind of guy, because I have experience. I wrote the book, which is important, and everything. So it's like this. It's not things are never easy. At least they give you need to work on them. So yes, for instance, and since I got him, I think I can level up my show with guests. Okay, I'm trying to bring my next one. I think it will be hard, but I'm trying to bring Stephen Healy. I don't know if you know him.
Ah,
Yes.
I heard that. I heard that. No, look, we have a tradition, and that is when Marco has a new place to broadcast, like he did with LinkedIn, because Marco's on LinkedIn. I was his first guest, and now Marco is on Amazon. I'm honoured to be the first guest, especially since you could have Mark Schaefer again. So I'm very pleased.
yep.
Yeah, I think, and we were talking about this before on the show we made on Live Producers Week. And I had this because I have a partnering podcast, and we were talking about, I was talking with my partner about guests and everything. And there are some people that I say no. And it's not because they are not good professionals or they don't know a lot about yes, they know. But for me, the human side is very important. And for instance, if I know someone, and one of the things is this, one of the persons I said a big no. It's someone I know on the offline world, someone I met her, and I think sometimes when you know people, and okay, you never talk to them, and at least I like to smile to them because look, that's me. I know you. Hello, how are you? And if you try to face someone, to look someone and wait for them to react, and they just turn around or they don't even react, okay. It could be amazing, but it's not for me. And for me, it's truly important. I putting on the balance, weighing things. The human side for me, it's very important because I like to laugh. I like to go make things in an easy going way. So if I see people who, oh, look how important I am.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sending you for instance, and it happens. I send you an email or I send you a message on whichever platform it is. You just look at the message. You don't answer me. And okay, you're out of my list. As easy as that.
Yep.
Yes.
If you're not important to them, then they're not important to you.
Absolutely. And look, I had Mike Schaefer.
Super.
Okay, you've got to remember who's doing who the favor there. You're
I think
actually a very large audience.
Yeah, I think it's not bringing someone to your shows, and if you have a big and engaged audience, amazing. But look, and for instance, the other Thursday, a boy asked me. It was the webinar. It was last Thursday. The boy approached me. I think it was in November, December, whatever. He's on a professional school. They are kids around 15 to 18, 20 years old. Maybe they will never be my customers. They will absorb, I don't know, 1% of what I said or something. And I said yes to that invitation because when someone knocks on my door and says, look, your insights for me are valuable. Can you share them? I feel very proud because of that. I feel very happy to see that someone recognizes my value. At least, the least I can do is saying yes or no. Because, for instance, I had an invitation also, it was October or something. Someone who already invited me the year before, and he told me, oh, I will invite you next year also, okay. But meantime, you have to keep me posted. You have to make some noise because I don't want these freeloaders that just knock on your door to ask you something, Because, for instance, I don't know about you, but I have this kind of people who I know that follows me, okay, which doesn't interact with anything I do. They don't comment anything. They don't do anything. And the first time they approach you is to ask you a favor.
Yeah, that's no good.
No. And that was the case. And I said, okay, I'm not available to collaborate with you. Thank you so much for thinking about me. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And for instance, I had this kind of I sent an invitation to a writer, and I want to have her on my show. And I was sharing some of their things in Twitter. She came to me and she said, Marco, thank you for sharing. And I said, look, I want to send you a message. She sent me the link to her contact form on her website. I said, look, I would love to have you on my show, blah, blah, blah. And she replied me the very next minute, look, Marco, I would love to be there, but I'm overwhelmed with work. I can't do that by now. Perfect. Okay. For me, it's okay. But when I see that people, and the problem is some of them are very small and they think they are very important. Yeah.
Yeah. On this broadcast, Marco, we're all important, and that's the beauty of it.
Absolutely. Even me.
You're a great marketeer, Marco.
From Wiltshire in England, from Portugal, from Arizona, from Texas, from England, from Portugal, and from Scotland. You've been watching us enjoy ourselves, have fun, and chat. We'll be back again same time next week. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Today, we're going to play out with a short video. If I can get it to work. It probably won't work.